The Fortnight of the Apocalypse, Chapter 105. Welcome to the Demon Realm Part 1. And we begin by seeing that Lancelot and the others have been captured by the demons. And while Tristan was visibly apprehensive, Lancelot was yawning because he was so worried about the situation. However, apparently not everyone was there, for Isolde tells Cain to miss Gawain. But Cain says he doesn't care. After all, it wasn't Tristan, because if it was Tristan the story would certainly be very different. Yet he was outraged that they had confiscated his weapons. And the demons were watching their every step and movement. And also disappointed with Ioladius for leading the humans into the demon realm. And the siege was very heavy for them, surrounded by all those demons who were still intimidating them and demanding that they walk faster. And the reason Tristan is apprehensive is because he had no idea what Lancelot's plan was. For it was thanks to him that everyone was in this situation, since he asked that no one fight back and let them be captured. So Tristan wanted to know what the purpose of this was. And Lancelot's answer is quite simple. The boy says that their enemy is the Eternal Kingdom, not the Demon Clan. However, Tristan believes that the other side does not think the same way. However, in addition, Lancelot emphasizes that Percival and his group have probably also been captured. So depending on how they act, they could end up putting them at risk. But suddenly one of those demons notices something strange coming from Tristan, and asks him why he can feel the magic of the goddess clan and the demon clan emanating from him at the same time. And immediately he answers, but of course, after all, he is Tristan, son of Meliodas, one of the 7 deadly sins. And this revelation provokes the fury of those demons, who exalted begin to say, the unclean child, the freak born of a demon and a goddess, how dare he enter the demon realm? And all this sudden hostility put Isolde and Cain in an offensive position, for both would not allow any kind of attack on Tristan. However, Tristan was completely silent. But Ioladio doesn't hold back, and tells everyone to shut up, since they should have known who he was. And that above all, they were the people who saved the lives of their brothers in the Eternal Kingdom. But the demons were unyielding, for nothing that Ioladius said seemed to change their position. Or rather, perhaps there was only one thing, for Ioladius ends up saying, will you have the same attitude if I tell you that Percival is among them? And as soon as they hear Percival's name they all open their mouths and eyes. They can't believe that Percival is in the demon's realm. And this totally unusual reaction leaves Cain and Isolde very confused, as well as Tristan and Lancelot. After all, why Percival was so important to them. And we return to the castle of the King of Demons, where Percival happily reunited with his old friend Geta, or rather Gelda the Demon Queen. And holding Percival like a baby, Gelda tells him that he has grown a lot, but that he is still very cute. And Percival, in turn, says that his hands are still very cold. Observing all this, Donnie and Nasian still can't understand how Percival could know the king and queen of the underworld. But the answer to this doubt soon comes from the mouth of the king of the underworld himself, Zeldris. He says that it was some years ago, when Percival got lost in the demon realm after crossing one of those passages. And for this reason he ended up living with them for a while. And from there, they start connecting things with and saying that it was probably during this time that he learned the language of the demons. And Nasians adds by saying that children learn very quickly. And while they were standing there perplexed to find out all this from Percival, Percival in turn was getting a strong hug from Gelda, who was complimenting him by saying that he was very handsome and that it suited him very well. And then Percival says that it was from his grandfather. Gelda then asks if he was able to return home safely and meet his grandfather again. Percival tells her that when he arrived home, his grandfather began to cry with joy. Percival says that he is very grateful to both of them, but acknowledges that he will never be able to thank them enough for what they have done for him. However, Percival also tells them that after a while his grandfather ended up dying. And Gelda tries to ease Percival's pain, saying that unfortunately this is something inevitable, because human life is unfortunately very short. However, Percival says that he did not die this way, for in fact his life was taken away from him by Ironside of Camelot. And upon hearing this, Zeldris pronounces in a tone of surprise, Camelot. But then Donnie corrects himself, saying that it is the Eternal Kingdom. And then Zeldris asks who this Ironside is, and Percival, with his head down, answers, "Well, he is my father." And Percival goes on to say, "Strange isn't it, even though he is a father, he tried to take my life, when I was still a child. And he managed to take the life of my grandfather who just tried to protect me, so what to say, that fathers and sons are like that." And the happy mood of the reunion changes after Percival exposes the pain he has been carrying. Continued in Part 2.